They call him Seatin, the man of legends.
Hey ladies and gents, what is up? It is Seatin, hello and welcome! On today's video we're going to be talking about soloing Hammerknell. This is part number 2 in the kind of like video series where I talk about how I soloed all of the bosses, giving you guys a rundown of the tactics and strategies that I used, stuff that I learned, and you can also, watch me solo the bosses for your personal enjoyment and entertainment. So, this was one of the most, if not the most, healing intensive bosses in the whole of Hammerknell. Like literally the damage output by Dolin on somebody that is not a mage is absolutely crazy. He hits so hard. It's between sort of 10 to 15k each tick. So basically the general strategy that I'm using here is dot them both up and spam heal myself while I run around. That is pretty much the strategy, and you'll see it works fairly effectively, but there are a few other things sort of to the fight. In the later phases there also introduces an interrupt mechanic, and if you don't interrupt it, you're going to take 30k from either one of the bosses, and both of the bosses do it, so the damage just goes up and up and up, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. You'll see there are many times in this fight where I am literally kind of sub 20% and one hit away from dying, and somehow I managed to pull a magical heal out of my ass and save myself once again. So standard tactic is dot them up. I got Scourge and Vex on both of them, so my heals are constantly triggering. I'm kind of I respec to 61 Inquisitor, 6 Shaman, 9 Shaman and 6 Purifier to do this, just so that I had Healing Flare, and also I believe it is Symbol of the Torch, so that I could shield myself, and also Caregiver's Blessing for the additional absorb to ensure that I wouldn't die from damage. And boy was I so close to dying many times, but still. So what else is going to happen on this fight is there are also going to be something called Incorporeal Revenants that spawn, and these are going to be sort of adds that fade into reality. Now these hit moderately hard. They'll be like an additional K if they actually get into reality. You'll see one has just spawned there. So it's kind of a ghost-looking like creature. You want to nuke it down as fast as possible because, it's just going to be that little bit of damage in a fight that already has a lot of damage going on. You'll also know that, notice that basically certain sections of the room are being flooded with rune magic. If you stand in these squares or sections, then you will take, yet again, more damage. So you want to gradually avoid them, and this kind of acts as a soften rage. You need to essentially get both of the bosses down before the entire room becomes flooded with sort of this dark rune magic, because then you have nowhere to stand and take loads of damage and die. And especially in the later phases, you just don't have any room to take additional damage. There is just so much going on. Luckily, I'm kind of alternating my Judicial Privilege and also my Soul Stream, which is the new level 65 ability you get via Cleric Mastery to sort of keep myself healed up once every 30 seconds, and just in between that, I'm spamming Symbol of the Torch and Healing Flare, and that's working out pretty damn well. So the thing is also you do have to keep both of the bosses within, I believe it's changed to somewhere between 8 to 10% of each other, but in the video I keep them between 5% of each other just for absolute safety reasons. So as you can see, I'm just tab dotting them. I'm throwing the occasional Bolt of Judgment and single target DPS on sort of the Rune King himself, because he has around 50% more health than Prince Dolin actually does, so I need to keep additional damage on him. As you'll notice just there, I am on the cusp of death so many times. I also had a lot of mana issues during this fight, as you'll notice. So as a bit of advice for anyone who wants to solo this on the PTS or when Nightmare Tide launches, you do want to stock up on a sizable amount of mana pots, or you're going to find yourself out of mana quite a bit. So that's it for Rune King and Prince Dolin. Now we're going to go on to quickly talk about Estrode. Estrode is so easy to solo. Like, I reckon anybody with a decent amount of self-healing would easily be able to solo this boss. Literally the only thing you need to do is keep yourself topped up. Whatever damaging abilities she uses from pretty much any soul just hits like for absolutely nothing. But every sort of 20 to 30 seconds or so she's going to use soul capture, and what this will do is it drains 90 to 80% of your maximum health, so it's percentage based. So, as you can see, I'm using Judicial Privilege and also Soul Stream, sort of every other one, to ensure that I'm fully topped up to handle the next Soul Capture. Apart from that, it literally is just tank and spank. You'll see I lagged out a bit there. The PTS connection is certainly not too good for like people like myself that are in Europe, so, you know, I do have a bit of latency on this, and it's nowhere near perfect. But yeah, Estrode, very simple tactics, guys. You just have to nuke the absolute crap out of the boss. She has 7 million health, which is pretty much nothing compared to a lot of the other bosses that we've already done. I mean, Medantix has 11 million, Matron Zamira has like 12, I think it's about 10 million actually. Achilleos and Gennaro have like 30 million combined if you add in all the ads as well. So it really is just an absolute face roll, this boss. And there's some really good cosmetic items you can get from this boss, such as the two-handed greatsword, which just looks absolutely amazing, and it's a really good item to have as a transmog item. You know, you can use the transmog baubles to change the appearance of your weapon, and it's definitely one of the most badass looking swords in the game. So, you know, there are many reasons to actually do this apart from pure enjoyment. I mean, you can get a bit of money. Each boss appears to drop about 25 plat. I mean, it's not huge, but it's not something that's super insignificant either. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the video. Take care and have a great day.